Yes, Njengexama. That is one of my favorite songs from the album Eti Be Grateful, an offering by Rhythm Devine Quartet. Good afternoon and welcome to yet another episode of the Choralist Conversations with me, Sibusiso Njeza. Thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon, as you've been doing in the previous, I don't know how many weeks now. We are in season 2, and this is episode number 7 of season 2, which means in total we have done already more than 20 episodes of this show, Choralist Conversations, with me, Sibusiso Njeza.
Hello, my name is Given Ngosi. Please watch the Choralist Conversations with your host, Sibusiso Njeza, every Sunday at 3 on the Choralist Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Yes, Given is correct. Every Sunday at 3 p.m., we're here discussing one genre of music that has been a foundation for many successful musicians globally, and that is choral music. Everyone, almost everyone actually out there, started out singing in the choir, be it in church or at school. So this makes choral music one of the foundation genres that has kept people going. If you missed those social media details, on Facebook at Choralist, you can like or follow the page. On Instagram at the _Choralist, on YouTube. You can subscribe to Sibusiso Njeza, the Choralist, and you'll never miss a single episode of these intriguing conversations. Or else you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Sibusiso Njeza. It's very simple, Sibusiso Njeza, and that's me. This afternoon, my guests, Rhythm Devine, young guys from Esada in the Eastern Cape. I saw them just now on my screen. I don't know what happened. Let me play a song and see what's going on with these guys. They were here just now. Yes, Uzundibambe bawo. The guys are here. The guys are here. Finally, we found them. Gentlemen.
Good. Hey, Matun.
Yes, finally you are here. Good afternoon, gents. How are you?
Lapho khona kunjani kuwe?
Hayi, siyaphila nathi. Quickly, ngicela nizintroduce who you are and where you guys come from, just so we know you.
Ngimthobela Khongwane from Whittle Esada and yenye tenors Rhythm Devine Quartet.
Ndingu-Eni Kamavango from Whittle Esada, manager ye-Rhythm Devine Quartet.
I think we are Kauka manager as you were introducing your name. Can you say it again?
Okay. Ndingu-Eni Kamavango from Whittle Esada, manager ye-Rhythm Devine Quartet.
Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So we have Mr. Khongwane no Mr. Mavanga, manager.
Yes.
Rhythm Quartet, as we all know it, you guys have 4 members because it's a quartet. Who are those members?
Yeah, currently 4 members, sina 3 tenors. Uhlumelo Jack, uThobela Khongwane lo ndihleli naye. Sibe no Aviwe Holiday. Tenors ke ne-baritone A1 enguSiphuxolo Bandla.
Okay, great. Tell me, before these guys came together, we will talk about how you came together. But before you came together as a group, as a singing group, what were you doing individually?
Yes.
Bendis a student, Sibusiso, but then I was studying hotel management, international hotel school. But like in of course bengikwenzela. And then nabanye ke nabo bepesi students.
Okay, that's interesting. From hotel management to singing. It's not surprising because singing is one talent that most of us are born with. It seems like network here is not so strong, so we apologize to our viewers for that, because your video keeps going off and on and off, but we can still see you and we can still hear you, so it's okay. Now, so at the time before you started Rhythm Devine, were you already singing? If yes, where were you singing?
Guys, wena Matuna, sisuka kulaa nkonzo kuthiwa i-Old Apostolic Church.
Okay.
Apha eSada ke sinekhwaya phaa ekuthiwa yiMonwabisi, igama layo.
Okay.
Ikhwaya yenkonzo. I
Yes.
happen to be one of the conductors zekhwaya leyo. So
Okay.
zonke ngoyi-members ze-Rhythm Devine Quartet zisuka kulaa khwaya. So
Okay.
bebecula ke apho kakhulu, baculile nasezikolweni, but eyona ndawo bebecula kuyo kakhulu ikhwaya yenkonzo.
Okay. So which genre of music were they singing?
I-choral kade.
Okay.
Choral kakhulu. Inkonzo umpostile ke kakhulu ifavorisha i-choral. So phaa kuleya ikhwaya kuculwa i-choral, strictly choral.
That's great, which means bendingaxokisa abantu xa ndisithi i-choral music is one genre, a foundation for many people abaculayo. Abanye bakwi-gospel, abanye they sing R&B, abanye bacula even abomaskandi abanye started kwi-choirs enkonzweni okanye nje ekuhlaleni. So that's great. So how did you guys get to forming ke ngoku i-Rhythm Devine Quartet?
I-Rhythm Devine Quartet ifome ngo-2018. Iqala ke ngoThobela esenza lento esebenzisa le app kuthiwa ngu-Acapella Maker. Emane senza ii-videos azishere kwi-social network, azishere nakum, nam ndizishere kwezam ii-platform endikwazi ukufikelela kuzo.
Okay.
Xa sijonga abantu baba interested kule ndlela acula ngayo, because becula ii-hymns kakhulu, ezinye ke iingoma zasenkonzweni, i-sound, it was a sound. Now abantu kwabo bantu ke babe interested. Kwabakho omnye usisi naye wasenkonzweni ekuthiwa nguDiana Gale,
Okay.
obese kwi-music industry ke ene-company for many years in audio production. He approached us uba asinawukwazi nomrekhod Thobela. Sayithetha ke sobathathu savana into yoba no uThobela makarekhode, but kwi-process eya ekubeni uThobela rekhode safumanisa apha ucula iiparts eziyi-4 kwezi videos zimenza abe popular. Izawuba nzima ke ngoku uba abantu bamazi bathanda laa nto yeza parts ziyi-4, uzawuyenza njani eyi-1 xa funeka eye estudio. That's where we thought ke ngoku uba kanti nakhona amanye amadoda acula nawo kwikhwaya enkonzo. Sa-identifya ke the other members ze-Rhythm Devine Quartet. Yabe kubakho kwe-Rhythm Devine Quartet ngoJune 2018.
2018. Masendenze follow up apha kuwe, manager. So how did you identify those guys? Did you choose friends or did you have auditions?
No, kakhange sibe na-auditions kuba sibazi. Andithi
Okay.
ndingomnye wee-conductors ezibaculisayo, so ndiyamazi ubani uresponda njani xa kufuna into ethile in terms of singing. So ndaba-headhunter bobayi-3 because ndiyabazi uba bangabantu abanjani na in terms of i-discipline. So yabe kuba lula ngolo hlobo kha kubekho auditions. Ndavele ndaba-headhunter, call them. Xa kunobakho into enje ningakwazi uba ningaba available, bathi bonke singaba available, then babe sekubakho Quartet.
That's great, Dad. That's great. Thobela, before we show people what manager has just spoken about, the videos that you used to share. So what was the motivation behind those videos?
Ndayibona isenziwa ngomnye ubhuti. I just forgot his name, but ucula i-gospel yena, and he was singing one of my favorite hymns. One of my favorite hymns ethi liza lisidinga lakho, and fascinated yile nto ndaqonda hayi man, I can also pull this off. Nje ke ndizenzela on my own, and then I shared it on WhatsApp as a status. Ndabona indlela abantu abaresponda ngayo ndathi hey ndayifaka kuFacebook, ndayifaka ndisemsebenzini futhi I was doing my practicals ngelo xesha, ndayilibala noba ndiyifakile. Xa ndiphinda ndibuyela on Facebook, hey, people are responding positively kule nto. Then ke ngoku yakhula from then, ndimane ndiyenza ke ngoku. Ngenye ixesha on request athi umntu ndithanda ingoma ethile man, kha ndenzele ingoma ethile, ndiyenze ke ngolo hlobo. And it became a hobby ke ngoku.
Great. That's great. Let's hear one of these clips that Thobela is referring to.
Sibusiso Njeza.
Wow, that's beautiful. Gentlemen, I believe the last part of that video formed the basis of your first album. Can you tell us about your first album, where we can get it and what people can expect from it? I know many people have heard it, but there are some people who have not heard about it. As I see on the comments here, that some people are hearing Rhythm Devine for the first time. So, can you tell us about the first album and where people can get it?
First album ikhona kuzo zonke i-online music stores kusithethayo. Abanye abantu bangayifumana ku-YouTube, bangayifumana ku-Spotify, ku-Deezer, bangayifumana ku-iTunes naku-Google Play. So ikhona apho. I-hard copies, i-CDs zona zathengwa zonke. Ngoku ithengwa only online.
Online. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you produce a limited number or what happened?
Asikubambanga ke Maduna kulo mbuzo uqhubeka.
No, bendibuza ukuthi, did you produce just a limited number of CDs? Because basekhona abantu who want to see a hard copy and put it in the car, play it.
Yeah, sikulo process as siprinta i-CDs zale albums yakuyo, sifuna ukwenza nenumber ethile ye-CD ze-previous album, because sizifumene nathi calls abantu abasayifunayo ye-first album.
Great. So gentlemen, without boxing you, because I hate that. I'm one person who hate being boxed in one place, that this is what you do, this is what you can do, this is where you should be. I don't like that. But without doing that, tell me, how would you describe the genre of music that you are singing?
Firstly, as Babu Chilo, i-choral foundation yayo yonke into esiyenza, almost many musicians. So firstly choral and then fused ke ngoku with gospel, because if uyayimamela production yethu and our producer uSiyabonga Hlekani is well known kwi-fraternity ye-gospel. So yeah, kodwa ke kuyo yonke loo nto naye wayenguconductor enkonzweni iculisa ichoir i-choral. So ivele nje yayiloo fusion isuke yadibana. It was unplanned mandibhekena leyo kulena ke fusion indaba, but it happened about the type of songs that we prepared for the first album zavele zawelela kakhulu kwicala le-gospel. So ivele yayiloo nto ndingathi i-jam sandwich yavele yadibana nje yamnandi ngolo hlobo. So it's a fusion of gospel and choral.
Now, perhaps as a matter of interest, because in our conversations up at Choralist, we always want to share, information so as to help others. We know that choirs are struggling very much when it comes to recordings, when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to commercializing themselves. We know that you've been part of choirs. So
Yes.
what you did in terms of a smaller group out of a bigger group, do you think this is a strategy that choirs can use to sort of empower their members and to make sure that their members can one day make a living out of the singing? Is this one of the strategies that you would recommend?
Yeah, ndingatsho Baduna, because yabona xa nakule yakhe ichoir, xa unojonga ii-individuals, ininzi into ezinowuyenza phaa xa sinophuma nje kule box yethu sizifake kuyo kumculo wekwayara. Ininzi into esinowuyenza enoba commercial viable xa abantu noba umntu akayazani ne-choral okanye ne-choral sound angareleyitha nayo. Ininzi kakhulu into esinoyenza. So mhlawumbi ukwenza lo mculo wethu ube relevant kancinci, sifanele uba siqhube nohlobo sicula ngalo, kodwa ecaleni sizenze ezinye izinto. Already zikhona xa uya kwii-rehearsals zeechoirs, xa kurelaxiwe kwii-camps, ufika becula ezinye into ezimnandi phaa, but awuziva kwi-concert, awuziva nakweyiphi neplatform apho iichoirs ziphefoma khona. So if iichoirs zethu zingafumana, zingake zizivumele into yoba zikwazi ukurekhoda ezi zinto zincinci zinjeya, noba zisolo, isolo kodwa ezingazuhamba ziyocula something eke yasayibona phesheya, into esisayiqala ngokwethu, ezi ngoma sidla ngozicula xa sizihlelele nje sivisana kamnandi. Ininzi into enoviwa ngabathandi bomculo kuloo nto, especially xa isuka kwabo bantu, because abantu bechoral bane-accuracy eninzi when it comes to music. So ufika ke ngoku nento entsha eyile nto ithandwa ngabantu, but ine-level ethile yoba accurate kwii-notes ezithile, so abantu bayireceive ngolunye uhlobo. Ininzi ke, I think future le uba singake siyizame ngolo hlobo.
I would not have said it any better, because taking from what Utobela was saying, by posting la video yakhe on the WhatsApp status yaya ku Facebook, yena he was just fooling around, if I may say, not thinking ukuthi one day it would become a bigger thing. And that is what you are saying, ukuthi people would be relaxing outside the rehearsal space and creating beautiful music, but when it comes to taking that music bawusebantwini, they just feel ukuthi hayi man, it was just a jam session engenamsebenzi, whereas that was really creative. So those that are listening, watching, take note now, ukuthi whatever you do inside and outside of rehearsal can become your route to success. Before we move on, let's listen to one of your first hits from your first album, Be Grateful.
Soon
Xa ndiphela amandla, when this is one album, you can just put it in your car and drive. It's not one of those ungazibhaqa sowulele. So, guys, get yourself a copy. Unfortunately, for now, kuthiwa isaphelile, so we can't even give it away to our viewers. But as soon as we get some copies, we will be donating a few. Let's check on Facebook on those that are watching. Asanda, oh ingcwele zikabawo, sitsho kamnandi phambili madoda. Mr. Kumalo watching from the Kingdom of Eswatini. We have to get this CD to Eswatini, Mr. Kumalo, so that abantu Eswatini bakwazi ukumamela Rhythm Divine. Gentlemen, here is a question for you, which I also had as well. Usiam Temba, such soothing voices, big ups to the management and the team. Is Sipejan no longer a member of the group? As soon as we are done with this, please respond to that question. I'm interested because I saw Usipe earlier in your videos, but now he's no longer there. We don't see him. Uzianda says, that's her favorite. This is exactly what I was saying. Umamandi Sanguza says songs that appeal to consumers are recommended. Yes, knowing what consumers want is exactly what we need to do as performers. These voices are very well trained, rich and resonant tone, which that agrees with what you were saying, manager. Ukuthi voices that are trained under choral music zinayo that edge over just talented people because there's been a focus on training the voice. All right, let's take that question ka Siam Temba about Usiphe Jan. What happened to him?
He's still part of the group. He's still part
Yeah.
of our group. Cha kweli xesha le-second album, okokuqala bekunezi restrictions ze-COVID, traveling. Okokuqala enye indawo kumele ndiyichaze. Sine-challenge yoba si-based kwiindawo ezi-different. Umzekelo mna ndi-based eCape Town. Usiphe is in Johannesburg, inguye noSiphuxolo, the baritone. U-Aviwe Holiday yena is based apha e-Eastern Cape. So sinalo challenge. So ngeli xesha le-COVID bebambekile emsebenzini, and then also the COVID restrictions nazo ziye zadlala indima ekumvaleleni uba bekhona ngeli xesha le-recording. So ngeso sizathu akakwazi uba khona. Otherwise, he's still a member of the RDQ.
So you had to find someone just for that space of time.
Kuye kwenzeka kule nto ke beyithethile uBhuteni apha earlier. Indlela eyayifonywe ngayo le group yaba, I'm looking for this word, balekile, but njengoba yayingaplenwanga, bakhona abantu esibaziyo abesicula nabo apha enkonzweni. So it wasn't a real struggle uba sikhawuleze sifumane umntu bhalisa sithuba ngaye uSiphe. Na 2018 beke kwenzeka uSiphuxolo, the baritone, akakwazi uba khona sizaba ne-performance eJoburg.
Okay.
Sakhawuleza safumana uSakhiwe Mkhosana, naye esimaziyo from church. So kuye kwenzeka into basathatha ke uHlumelo Jack yanguye ovala SKU.
Okay, so given
otherwise
this,
he's still a member.
okay, great. So Uvileke Siamtemba, Usiphe is still a member of the group, but there were challenges in terms of him coming to the rehearsals due to the restrictions of COVID-19. Just before I ask you about the challenges since 2018, I saw something very important in that video, Xandi Phela Mandla, where you were tackling the challenge of albinism, because we know that there has been a challenge, yabantu abane-albinism being killed and there are myths around it. So you decided to put it up that those people are people as everyone else. So what motivated you guys to do that?
Yeah, because we had one of them as part of the group, and uSiphe mos naye ukhulela apha, ukhulela sicula naye okanye simculisa. So siyazazi struggles zabantu abaphila ne-albinism through yena. Sathi ke xa sidiscussa sizama ubrainstorm uba ividiyo izawuthatha eyiphi iroute. Sabe sinomnye ukhona nowesibini phaa ubungani futshane or naye esisebenzisana naye. Sathi let us use aba bantu sisebenzisana nabo uku-educate abantu abaninzi nokuba ke sibe zii-ambassadors zokulwa ne-discrimination against abantu abaphila ne-albinism. So i-motivation isuke from i-relationship yethu noSiphe, then yaya ke nakubeni uba sifune ukuba zii-ambassadors si-educate abanye abantu.
That's great. That's great, gentlemen. I hope anizuyiyeka, because as artists we have a lot of responsibility of educating abantu about
Yes.
these social ills, including gender-based violence. That's one of
Yeah.
the social scourge ekufanele siyithetlishe as, because you remember ukuthi most people, like myself, I'm one of those people who remembers something that I sang or something that was sung more than into that you read to me. I will remember everything that you sing to me that I can hear in terms of music and text more than what you just read in terms of words. So we have a responsibility. Umandla Kala says, keep up the good work, guys. It's always nice to always have plan B so that work continues. Uba Umzima Sikolo there. Congratulations, boys, for this well thought idea. You have our support around Queenstown. Anytime we feel proud of you. That is Ubra TK. Before we can talk about that, because he says, whenever you are in Queenstown, you have support. I want to talk about that just in a minute. Let's talk about what has kept you going, because you mentioned challenges of not being in the same space. Omuse Joburg, omuse Queenstown, banye basesada, omuse use Cape Town. So what has kept you motivated? I think that is important, because there are many other groups that are starting out, but they keep going on and off. So what has been your motivation, gentlemen?
Cliche as it is, it's the love of music okokuqala. Uthando lwale nto siyenzayo asikwazi uhlala singayenzi. I'm sure uyayazi nawe ngeli xesha le-COVID ibi-frustrate into yoba ungakwazi upractice what you love and what you do for you. So okokuqala yileyo. Okwesibini, from i-album yokuqala we got a lot of messages from abantu ebesingayiqondi noba bayasimamela okanye bangasithanda. Banye telling us how these songs touch and change their lives. Abanye umzekelo ukhona usisi othi umyeni wakhe beke wase-ICU for a while, but the very first thing aye wayifuna ubhuti emveni koba ivukile i-ICU kuba aphathelwe i-album yakhe. And zizinto ezinjalo that kept us motivated and wanting to do what we do best, I think. So yeah, I'd say zezo zinto. Yes.
You are making a lot of sense, Mr. Kongwane. What I'm getting from what you just said is that what you put out there does find a way of coming back at you. Meaning, if you put a lot of work, you put in a lot of work, you then deliver that music to the public. Then the public will receive it and give you the love and give you that kind of a feedback. And of course, you will have then to feed on that energy you are getting from the people enibanika umculo omnandi. Ucizama uthi umnandi umculo weliqela Maduna abathunywa ngokodwa. You guys are a very special breed of abathunywa. Usiyamthanda Prince, phambili bantwana bompostile, phambili, music heals. Thekiso Mbaki Mogapi, sorry, I think andiyibizi kakuhle laa gama. The whole album is lit, and I agree with him. Your first album, before we move to the upcoming album, the new one, let's talk a little bit about what can be expected from Rhythm Devine, except the upcoming album that we are going to talk about. In terms of performances, Mr. Kolo says you have support in Queenstown. Do you go around staging shows? What have you done? What are you planning to do going forward in terms of touring the country, for instance, delivering your music? Because your music is beautiful.
Majula, kamnandi upresident ingathi uyivule kancinci i-country kwezi ntsuku zidlulileyo. Sifumene ii-calls abakwi-province ezohlukeneyo besi-invite, and I'm sure ke ukusukela ngoku ndizawuqalisa ukuva sisayistructurisha kakuhle ukuba sizawuyenza njani. Kusukela ngoku sizayishera kwi-page yethu nakwezinye iindawo ukuba izawuhamba njani, but sifuna ukuyokufikelela kwezi ndawo. Sifuna ukuyofika eFree State because i-response esiyifumana eFree State akhange siyilindele. Sifuna uyofika eNorthern Cape because napha sifumana i-response esingakhange siyilindele, nakwezinye ke provinces, uyotsho eBotswana, uyotsho naseMozambique, naseSwaziland. Yes, kukhaba uSiphe Jani nefan especially eseZambia ayifuni nova into engenasiphe Jani. So such people, we need to go there, siye nyhani sibonise uba siyayi-appreciate. So okwangoku sisazama uyistructurisha, then sizawubuya nayo mhlawumbi the Choralist Conversations yasincedisa ukuba siyibeke ebantwini uba sizawuhamba ngolu hlobo wenza itour yethu as soon as siba ready.
Definitely. We're always ready here to support. We're always ready to give the platform so that abantu bazi. Umamandisa Nguza again says ngabantu bakaThixo nabo iyancomeka loo nto. Embrace people with a singing talent indiscriminately. That's the service to God. Well done, Budi. Sifunde nto kuni. This is one of veterans. Abantu ke ndimane ndibakhumbuza ngalaa ngoma kaQinisela Sibisi ethi yasha ingoma kulaa part wangena imbokodo, ooSheila Spellman, Mtshabe, noMandisa Nguza. Exactly. She's one of the legends that we have. She's still alive. She's continuing to support this program. Siyabulela mama for always being here. So before we move, can you tell people ngendawo enifumaneka kuzo, even your social media platforms, so that they can send those messages, bazifake i-bookings now, ithi ivulwa ngokupheleleyo i-country nibe seninayo i-schedule yabantu abafuna nize kubo. So nifumaneka phi?
On Facebook, see Rhythm Devine Quartet. Instagram, Rhythm Devine Quartet, or RDQ, bangasearcha nango RDQ. And Twitter, same, Rhythm Devine Quartet. YouTube, Rhythm Devine Quartet. RDQ, if Rhythm ke ligama elithanda ukumisipelwa kakhulu. So just search RDQ.
RDQ.
Social media platforms, yes.
Okay, so is there a number that people can call?
Yeah. Xa befuna ke mhlawumbi any information bangafonela uNzali Seko okanye uNzali u-083 733 6200.
6200.
Yes.
Kayiphinde tata?
083
Okay.
733 6200.
There is the number.
Yeah.
083 733 6200. Ufune uNzali Seko if you want to talk to Rhythm Devine. Gentlemen, I believe you are releasing a new CD on the 30th of September.
That's right.
Tell us about the CD and sizayifumana kanjani.
Yeah, i-information sayisherisha kule veki uba izawufumaneka phi. but nge-30th mabaye kwi-online stores izabe seyikhona nge-30th, but i-hard copies sawuphinda sibuyele apho ku-The Choralist nakwezinye ke ii-platform zethu ezisezimenshinwe ngithobela ukuba zawufumaneka njani zona, but nje mababe besiya kwi-online stores izabe seyikhona nge-30th.
Get 30th. Okay, just tell us what to expect from the album, because abantu abafana nam are wondering if you guys can beat your first offering, because that was fire, as Utegis was saying. So what can we expect from this one? Is it the same kind of the style of music, or is it different? So what can we expect?
Enye into ke maduna mhlawumbe funa siyicacise siyenzileyo apha kukuba apha kwi-choral fraternity siyokhangela aba bantu kuthiwa ngabaqambi.
Oh, wonderful.
Abaqambi abaziwayo nabangaziwayo, ngabo ke abasinika ingoma, siyaba-approacha sibanike le vision, then babhale baze nezo ngoma. Iza kohluka ke le album kule album yokuqala. uBongani Magatyana usenzele ingoma pha mhlawumbi engalindelekanga kuye, because le ngoma isesa style kuthiwa ngamapiano, but yenziwe uBongani Magatyana. Wazawudibana nalo mapiano uSithera sister, ukhona umfana kuthiwa nguSithembiso sister, wenze ingoma. Yes, wenze ingoma ekuthiwa engathi yi-jazz. Xa uyimamela uzawuqala uyive i-instrument idlala kodwa ingathi yi-jazz kuyo. So apha sine-songwriters ezintsha, brand new from the box. Le baritone singer uSiphucolo Bandla ubhale 2 of the songs kule album siya kuyo. Enye yazo yile i-title track ithi Paradise. So apha asonelanga nje ku-embrace ababhala sebekhona, we're also promoting ababhala abatsha abafana noSiphucolo. Unzali lo nayo kwi-management lo bendishare number yakhe, naye ubhale ingoma kule album. Zange abhale ingoma ubomi bakhe bonke, wothuswe i-COVID wabhala ingoma. Ndinganikrobisa ndizawuba ngi-track number 2, enye ingoma ezawushukumisa abantu kule album. And this album ina 14 tracks, yokuqala ibina 10. And njengoba besimenshine apha usisi weMbokodo Productions, uDiana Kane. uDiana Kane usuka naye enkonzweni, utata wakhe yenye yabaqambi basepostile bakudala. And we thought mhlambi ukubulela i-contribution kaDiana masiye kutata wakhe siyothatha 2 of his songs awayezicompose nge-80s sizozenza kule album. Ikhona ingoma ethi Camakho pha, ikhona nengoma mhlambi ezaba yokugqibela pha ethi Goodbye. So kule album uzodibana nento different. Sinomqambi pha onayo ongekaziwa kuthiwa nguSiseko Kwazi, wengoma ebeseyiviwe ethi Mandingaze Ndidaniswe, nayo sesinye style esihamba eyayindlela. Sibuyisa ke nabaqambi, uSimphiwe Mnyamana ebesenze first album ingoma ethi Umkhulula Ufikile, unenye ingoma. uMkhosana ebenze ingoma ethi Ndivile Izwi Lakho, unezingoma ezimbini kule album. So i-album nje exciting le. Sinomqambi omtsha wasePort Elizabeth ekuthiwa ngumuntu woxolo Oliphant, naye uza nengoma ethi Mayihamba Ivangeli enesingqi saseZiyoni, esasingqi samaZayoni. So kukho izitayile ezohlukeneyo, sincediswa ke ngaba babhali, nathi sirhalela uba babe zii-songwriters ezi-registered ezisetyenziswa ngabanye abantu nakwezinye genres ukuya phambili.
Wow, I can't wait. I'm happy as Misitsho nje, because I've had quite a number of favorite songs. I love your first offering, all the songs there, but I've got my favorite ones like Lena ethi Ndivile Izwi Lakho. I didn't know who the composers are, and nale bendidlala kuqala njengexhama, and of course le ubuthi yekaMkhosana, Uzundibambe. I love that song as well. Let's hear le yomqambi ongaphakathi ethi Paradise.
Paradise Njeza osemazore
Wow. Well done, gents. Well done. Well done. I can't wait to get the album. Iyonke nje. Uthi Ayanda le paradise iyandenza phambili izingcwele zikaBaba. Nanku omnye umqambi ukwanele Jona. Naye uyayithanda paradise. I mean, if abantu bayithanda le paradise ingekaphumi nophuma officially the album, that means uphuma kwayo nje kuza konakala, kuza konakala. Ngase kanti le 30th ibikule veki.
Seyifiki.
Hayi.
Ndingabethanga mlonyeni.
Yes, yena tata.
Yabona kule nto ubuke wayithetha yokokuba i-album yokuqala how well it did in terms of touch abantu and everything. Iyasifakela ipressure kakhulu loo nto ngeli xesha ke ngokusenza the second album. And let me not lie, we did doubt ourselves ukuba sizokwazi uyimitha lesser standard besisisetile. But there are two gentlemen then that I think baye basinika ithemba. uBhutbulelani Goyo and uSiyabonga Hlekani, our producer. Umzekelo, when we were doubting ourselves, thina siqonda uba yabona le nto esiyenzile kule game yesibini andiyazi. But indlela awaresponda ngayo uBhutbulelani when he was listening to the song, it gave us and hope. Siyabonga Hlekani uba uzimamele ezi instruments zilapha ziyenza andazi yenzani le ngoma, because ngoba siyenza le ngoma siziculela thina ibimnandi but isuke yatshintsha enye into endingayaziyo when instrument ingene. So those two gentlemen, I think, need not to shy xa sizawuthetha ngabo ngale album speak.
Hayi ndiyavumelana nawe tata, ndiyavumelana nawe. Mama simbulele uJwarha kuqala because uJwarha is so supportive. Ndiyamazi. I saw him when he played the song for the first time, Mhlobo Wenene. I was sold, like I was sold. Ndive seyiphakathi seyiqalile like hayibo yintoni ngoku le, ndiyaqala noyiva. And then when the show was done, I went back to that video ndayoyimamela, but oh, Rhythm Divine, wow. So let's not shy away like usitsho in thanking uKoyo. Nkosi kakhulu uJwarha. But of course, I wanted to talk about this one. Would you advise maybe, andani singame simenzile ingxaki na, but ke sayibona phambili, would you advise choirs to work with abantu abafana no Mr. Hlekani? Because I think Mr. Hlekani like just goes beyond what you expect, because I know he worked with Ubulelani Lamani in his album. So would you advise abantu to contact Mr. Hlekani?
Yeah, yazi babe kunobuzwa kum abantu bechoral abafuna urekhoda andiyibona enye indawo abanoya kuyo ngaphandle kwase-Eternity Studios. uMr Hlekani uhlekani abantu abamazela kwigospel, but uhlekani iconductor, uyasazi isitori sakhe apha kulo mculo wethu wechoirs, and ungayideleli indlebe kahlekani, uyiva into sowuyihayite because thina abantu baculayo siyakwazi uyiqhatha enye into xa uqonda uba awuzofika. Umuntu ongayaziyo angacinga uba ufikile kanti uyiqhathile, not phaa kuhlekani. Uyiva njengokuba nawe uyiva kulaa choir yakho. So ukuba funeka zirekhodile ii-choirs okanye ii-members zee-choirs zifuna ulandela lo mculo, uhlekani is the man.
Great. Gentlemen, ixesha lethu lifikele nesiphelweni, but there is a question. It's just a reminder on our part because besesiyivile, but this question is asking, when is the album coming out? Just remind abantu again and where they need to search to get it.
On the 30th of September, lenyanga sikuyo yaphuma i-album on digital platforms, and then i-hard copies, and sizaba nento entsha ngoku also i-USBs nazo, because we know some people don't have CD players, so we accommodate wonke umuntu. Sizaba nazo ne-USBs nazo ke, we'll communicate at a later stage kwezi platforms besesizichazile ukuba zawufumaneka njani. But on the 30th of this month iyaphuma i-album kuzo zonke i-digital platforms.
Imake Mr. Kongwane, andifuna uzenza ngathi ndiyazazi izinto ndingazazi. What are you saying about USBs?
Ngolu hlobo kurekhodwa ngalo or kushicilelwa ngalo kwi-CD. So now there's another option ngoku ye-USBs. Buy USB izawube loaded with our music.
Loaded music Rhythm Divine.
Rhythm Divine.
Wow. Talk about thinking or realizing there's no box, because I just want to eliminate the box. We're still bringing in the box. I want us to eliminate the box.
Let's eliminate the box.
Yes, let's eliminate the box. I mean, who would have thought? I know we've been recording music so far USB, but that would be the first time for me, honestly, ndifumana or recorded by the actual producer of the music kwi-USB ibe ino-Rhythm Divine ngaphandle ayinike mna ndiyowudlala. Wow. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us this afternoon. I wish you everything of the best with your album. Remember ukusichazela xa seyiphumile, sizawube siyilindele apha with the Choralist, and we might actually be giving away a few copies of the hard one kubanye babalandeli bethu, so that i-CD ihambe ibheke ebantwini. Siyabulela kakhulu, and once again that number, before I ask you to say your goodbyes to our viewers, here is the number: 083 733-6200. I guess you can pre-order on that number. You can book a Rhythm Devine. You can ask whatever you want to ask from them. There is the number to call. Your parting words, gentlemen, as Sipuma.
Now I'd just like to say a big thank you to wena Sibusiso nge-platform osinike yona nomdla obonisileyo kuthi ayonto incinci kakhulu leyo, siyayibulela ngokungazimisi.
Bulela mna tata.
Ya, masibulele abalandeli bale show yakho nabo bonke abalandeli be-Rhythm Devine Quartet esibaziyo nesingabaziyo, because into esiyiqapheleyo ngoku kule lockdown, abona abaninzi abalandeli be-Rhythm Devine Quartet ngaba singabaziyo, singekabi nandlela yokuba ne-contact nabo. So sibabulele nabo, sibathembise abazuba disappointed kwi-album izayo. And apha asizuphela, noba singene njani sizawungena ngevosho kule show. Yonke enye information bazayi-updatwa apha kuwe Maduna.
Hayi, ningaba lapha ngoku, ningaba lapha. Akho need yobe ninokha, ngenani ngevotsho madoda.
Greetings to you all, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mandla Kala, commonly known as Power, conductor of United Choral Artists, WA, and Injongo Primary School Choir. Please feel free to watch the Choralist Hour with Sibusiso Njeza every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube channel.
Thursday, 7 o'clock in the evening. That is the Choralist Choir Hour. This week, I will be going to Mpumalanga province, getting a choir from Mpumalanga, Emalahleni. Sizabe si catch up nayo, getting to know what they've been doing, what they will be doing going forward. Also on Sunday, Ubongani Drama will be here giving a web talk based on his work, Master Zake. It's going to be interesting. So join us. And lastly, as we part ways, I want to play again the song that will be in the next album of Rhythm Devine. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Valentine.